Hey guys, Chase here. Just want to give everybody out there a quick update as to what's going on. First off, I'm sorry there's not a new episode of the Achievement Horror out this month. This month's been pretty hectic with work and other things. Plus, with this Achievement Horror, I'm actually going for 2 games in one video. It's part of a series, and there's going to be a little bit of a sketch in between the video or in between the games, and at the end as a little stinger. So I'm coordinating with some of my friends who are going to be playing roles in these parts, so I might be able to get a quickie out on an Xbox Live game, and I'm thinking of doing it on track and field, even though I haven't 100%ed it, and I probably won't because they're really hard and you have to be really skillful, and it will destroy your hands. If anyone's ever played the game on XBLA, you know how bad it destroys your hands with the analog sticks and the button presses. So I might put that one on and then delay the 2-game one that I'm going to be doing. If you guys have been watching my progress on my Xbox Live gamer tag, you probably know what the games are already, so keep an eye out for that. First off, in this vlog, I just want to address the message that went out a few days ago from Retro Rob of the Retro Hunters, saying that the Retro Hunters are no more. They are done. This is really sad because I really enjoyed those guys. I really enjoyed the hunts and like the silliness that they would do at these flea markets. To me, they being Rob and Josh, as well as Billy and Jay, the Game Chasers, they're one of the most entertaining groups of retro hunters and game collectors and game chasers I've ever seen on YouTube. I mean, both of you guys' production qualities are awesome. You really know how to, make things entertaining while, going for these games. Rob and Josh, I really hope you guys do come back someday. If you don't, I just want to personally say thank you for the ride. Thank you for the 2 years and 18 episodes you provided to the fans, especially to the G1s and Screw Attack, because that's where you guys made your home. So wish you guys both the best of luck in whatever you do, and I hope someday that we will see the Retro Hunters again. So, speaking of that, I'll finish off with saying that because of the Retro Hunters, because of the Game Chasers, is the reason why I just started collecting games, as you've seen. So also to accommodate this vlog, I'm actually going to be doing my game collection update number 4 with my most recent pickups. Now before, what I usually do is I just put like all the console games together, so like all the NES games, but I actually have 2 different piles here that I'm going to go through. One of the pickups I've gone through for the last few days, or not a few days, few weeks, and the second pile is actually all the ones I picked up today for under or around $40 at the flea market I just went to. So we're going to start things off with actually a brand new game bought at release, and that's Darksiders 2. Absolutely love this series. Haven't finished it yet. I'm working my way towards it. I really like this. I really hope that this sells well so that THQ can finish the series and let us control the other 2 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, which I can't remember the names of right now. In the first one you played as War, and this one you're Death. Highly recommend it. The playstyle actually changes a little bit, whereas the first game it was a mix of God of War and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This one is more of a mix of, so God of War combat, but it's adding a lot of platforming in the style of the Prince of Persia. And not really, you don't use the sands of time or whatever to reverse your mess ups, you just go back to where you messed up before. But this one is, it's similar to the Prince of Persia in its platforming style. I highly recommend this game if you're a fan of hack and slash games like this. And there's also, they changed the quest system. It's more actual quest based. Like you go, you get quests, you retrieve the items, you return them for XP and gold. And that's another thing too with this game. In the first one you're collecting souls. This one you're collecting gold to buy new weapons and armor and things like that. So highly recommend it. Go pick it up if you haven't already. And now onto the retro stuff. First we're going to talk Super Nintendo. This one I got off of an ad on Kijiji for $5. And, well, my buddy Andrew already knows I own this game now, so it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Fighting Edition. So this is the one where you fight as the Thunder, the Ninja, the Shogun, and the Mega Tiger Zord against Goldar, Lorzed, the Lipstick Monster, and the Satanic... I don't remember his name in Power Rangers. I remember him in the actual Sentai, Ghost Sentai Dai Ranger. He was a monster and a vessel for... I can't remember the demon kid's name anymore. It's been so long since I've seen the series, but yeah, he pretty much transforms into a rider and lets him go off on this. And actually, I find it better to take the Power Ranger theme song out of this, put the Gosen Sentai Dai Ranger theme song on here. Really suits the videos. And I picked that up for $5. That was pretty good. For next to Super Nintendo, not the flea market I went to today, but a local one, I managed to pick up a copy of Tetris Attack. I have really fond memories about this game. When I originally, well, I didn't really originally own it, sorry. It was my parents. My mother had bought it for my dad, and I just remember... and jump cut because I was holding back a sneeze. This game was near and dear to my heart because I had never actually technically owned this game. This was a Christmas gift to my father from my mother, and they played. Well, normally when they give gifts like that, the kids are the ones that end up playing it the most. And I had a lot of fun with this game, and I'm glad to have it back in my collection now. And the lone N64 title, because I really wanted this again, and it still kind of holds up today. That is WCW versus NWO World Tour, one of the first great wrestling games of all time, and it's by THQ, so you know it's good. This is when they still had the WCW license. So I only have one more game to get that uses that engine, or used that engine well, and that's WrestleMania 2000. Alright, next up is the NES games. My local pawn shop, visit that again. I found a few, well, one common title and one uncommon title that they have in their ranks. So, first one being, they have a ton of these copies, so I just want one for myself, and that's RC Pro-Am. Love this game. This is when Rare made good games. You know, $5 can't beat that. And I picked this one up because I barely see it anywhere. And that's Tiny Toon Adventures by Konami. In my whole life of collecting like retro games and all that, I have never seen this around my area. So for $5, that's not bad. Now, this next set, I actually got these both for $15 because I had a coupon. It's for my regular record store, and I had a coupon that gives me a buy one get one free. So I figured, get an expensive game, get a not so bad game for cheap. So the game I paid $15 for was Kid Icarus. I've never actually owned a copy of Kid Icarus myself, so always wanted one. Need to sit down and actually play this sometime. I played it, usually I would play it on an emulator for more than 5 minutes and be done with it, and then one day, once I got this cleaned up and fixed, popped it in for about half an hour, good time. Forgot to write down the password there, so. Next up is, and I picked this up solely because I heard Billy and Jay, the Game Chasers, talking about this, and that is the Flintstones Dino and Hoppy. It's not Escape at Daxter Peak, or the $500 copy. No, this is just the common one. Well, not really that common because I barely see it anywhere, but yeah. This was originally $10 at the store, but because I had the coupon, I got it for free. So, and I used to own to Barry. I'm gonna try and clean that off. Yeah, I tried it out. It's not bad. I can definitely tell because I found someone playing the second game, the Rare one, and it looks like they fixed a lot of control issues. So, what are you gonna do? Next up, a pair of PS2 games. So I had another buy one get one free coupon at another store. So, oh, that snapped together. These are getting really cheap now at the local stores, so I might be going back for more. But the first one I got was, in my opinion, probably the best Dragon Ball Z fighting game that's ever been released. And as I drop it on the floor, that would be Budokai 3. This is hands down the best one in my opinion. I mean, it's got all the characters from Dragon Ball Z, well, mostly. I think Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was the one that had, like, if you're a character and you threw punch in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT, you were in that game. But this one's the better one because of the adventure mode, the controls, the super moves. It was good. And I also got the classic, not on the original system it was intended for, but still, I got the first Beautiful Joe. Played for the first little bit of it, but, and I'm just looking at the box there behind it. I forgot that Dante from Devil May Cry is on here as a PS2 exclusive, so good on you, Capcom. Next up on Xbox 360, I just felt like playing this again and having it for my collection of fighting games, and that was Dead or Alive 4. Yeah, Tecmo does not know how to make easy games, do they? God damn it, on normal this game still kicks my ass. But still, not so bad. And this one was actually a pretty good find. I actually need to print off a case for it. Or a cover for it because it's in a generic GameStop cover. And that is, hold it up there, Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube. I heard a lot about this and I'm looking forward to trying it. This was only $3.99 at my local thrift store, so why not? Speaking of my local thrift store, I got another good find. I reached for it down here, which I'm still not sure if it works correctly or not because it didn't come with AV, RF, or power adapter. So I'm still hunting for those. But at $7, how could I pass on picking up a Model 1 Sega Genesis? It looked alright on the outside, as I just slid the AV out adapter to make sure it's not burnt out. Oh, it's okay. I saw a guy at the flea market selling these. I asked him for extra cables. He didn't have any, but I guess RF out shouldn't be too bad to get. Wait and see. Yeah, $7 for this. Couldn't pass that up. It came with a controller, so I figured I'd buy it, get some cords for it, and see if it worked. And because I needed a game for it to work, I went to my local record store and I bought Sonic 2. In box, no manual, but pretty cool that I actually got the case for it. Alright, so that was all the pickups from the last couple weeks now. So I'm going to go over what I got at the flea market today. This being the first day, I think I got some pretty good deals. I went in there, I originally wanted to take $60 with me just in case, but I ended up having to pay $5 for parking and then $10 for admission for myself and my girlfriend because she didn't bring any money with her until the very end. So that left me with about $45, which I actually think I did pretty good. So I'm going to start off first. I'm going to grab the games here that I bought off of one guy who I swear was part of a secondhand store, but he was just giving this stuff away. This is like day one. He was just giving stuff away. He's like, don't worry about the prices. Okay, here, 360 games, $10 a piece. PS3 games, $10 a piece. Everything below that, $5 a piece. So then I did the whole, and I'm learning from you guys. I'm learning from the Game Chasers and I'm learning from the Retro Hunters. Ask how much one is first, grab a pile and say, would you do X for this? So the first bit I got were NES games, $5 a piece, but I managed to grab 3 and I said, would you do 3 for 10? And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. Buy 2, get 1 free. Thank you very much for that. These are good guys too, good friendly guys. If they didn't have any business cards, I wish I grabbed a business card from them so I could give them more business. First off is Super Spike V-Ball. Cleaned it, tested, works great. What do you say? It's volleyball with Double Dragon. Next up is Commando, classic arcade game from Capcom. I'm a little weary with this cartridge though. If you look at the sides there, they don't have the little flaps there. So if you take it apart, I think it may have been taken apart because the screws on them do not look like the same screws that you would see on an NES. Like, I'm gonna put this up to the camera, so I don't know if you can see in there, but that is just a standard screw. And then here's a regular, like the regular NES game. And the final one he got me, or I got on that pile, was the infamous Strider NES version, the one that everyone says sucks. But I played it for like 10 minutes. I didn't think it sucked too bad. Controls got a little getting used to. Oh, and I had a joke about this because I was gonna pick up a copy of POW, Prisoner of War, and I noticed it's like, and I showed it to the guy and I said, hey, these games were owned by the same guy. And he's like, oh really? How can you tell? He branded it. Look at that brand. So that was there with the POW cartridge as well. I ain't gonna argue with that. Now I was running short on cash, so I couldn't get anything else. But what I did getting was a couple of Game Boy games. I haven't gotten any Game Boy games in a while, so $5 a piece, why not? So I got myself a copy of Dr. Mario. Very nice. And never even knew this game existed. Picked it up looking at the title and the company that made it, and I'm thinking, this might be a Gradius port for the Game Boy. Sure enough, popped into my Super Game Boy. It is. It is Nemesis for the original Game Boy. Made by Ultra. It plays exactly like Gradius. So that was a good find. And I think this is a good find because everyone still has this game priced at like 20 and up. Because it's anime, so, well, it's not really anime, but it has anime style, so it's like, oh, those otakus, they'll pay tons for it. I'm like, I'm an otaku, but I don't pay a lot for that shit, so. Case is a little broken, but I don't care, because it's Blaze Blue Continuum Shift, and I get it for $10. Not bad. Looking forward to playing this because I've heard a lot about the Blaze Blue series, so I want to give that a try. Alright, next up, I got these 3 games for under $10. First off, because it didn't have a proper case with it, it's in a jewel case, but it's Onimusha Warlords. I don't know if this is I don't think this is the Samurai, this is the Smash Brothers type game. Honestly, I don't know what game this is. I don't know if this is like the first game retitled or what, but hell, it was only $1. He only wanted $1 for it, so for a PS2 game like that, I was taking it. And a couple more N64 games. So we got 1080 Snowboarding. I picked that up for $3. Noticed, but when I got home, that the label is a little missing, but I ain't complaining about that. And finally from that table, he gave me a copy of Cruising USA for $4. There was others there for $5, which I didn't get. Maybe they were mispriced, so I just grabbed the cheap one. No real difference there. It's all the same. Oh. And let's end it off with some Super Nintendo games. I don't know what compelled me to get these ones. Maybe because they were the only Super Nintendo games I can afford, and I'll tell you why in a second. Minus the sports titles one woman was selling, which a couple of them actually I wouldn't mind getting. She had the Lillehammer '94 Winter Olympics, which I remember having fond memories of me and my brother playing that, and actually trying to see if we could beat these scores. And then Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball, which is by far on Super Nintendo the funnest and best baseball game you can play, because yeah, they don't have the MLB license, only for Ken Griffey Jr., but the graphics and the playstyle is so cartoonish and hilarious that you'll have a good time. But I don't know what compelled me to get these 2 games. First one being the Super Nintendo version of Home Alone. I just played this. Wow, is this kind of bad? Oh well, I'm not gonna play it. Now, the notorious bad game. And if you saw the condition of this game before I show you it, you wouldn't believe how filthy it was, and I still have to clean it because it's still really dirty. The cartridge itself, like the pin connectors, I had to use 4 fully swabbed Q-tips of cleaner just to clean the pin connectors and the circuitry. It was filthy. The casing is filthy. And the game that I spent $3 on, she gave me a good deal on it. Bubsy the Bobcat. Yeah, I know, this is a really bad game. I played it for about 10 minutes. The controls are a little floaty, but it's not like any other platformer out there, so that's the haul. That's the updates to the collection. Now, before I go, I need to address 2, I was with 4 here, 2 specific resellers at this flea market. As we were walking towards this one area, I saw the games, I didn't even see the prices, and I was showing my girlfriend Melanie the Strider cartridge and the branding on it. And out of nowhere, this little 12-year-old kid goes, "Ooh, what you got there?" And I was like, Strider on the NES. And he said, "Oh, that game was the shits on the Sega CD. You should get that one." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." Anyway, I was looking at his games. He had anything that had Mario, Metroid, Castlevania, Contra, Final Fantasy, Zelda in the title. He wanted like $20 and up for it. No matter what the system, it could be NES, SNES, N64, GameCube. He wanted ridiculous prices for these games. And then he had like bins of like, you know, lesser known games for like $5 a piece. I thought that was the worst one until we found this guy who basically all he had was games and a couple of consoles. There wasn't a single game there that was under $20 or $15. I picked up and looked at a copy of Metroid on the NES. He wanted $25 for it. I picked up a copy of Mega Man 3 for the NES. $35. Motherfucker wanted $80 for Final Fantasy 2 on the Super Nintendo. $80! It's hard pressed for me to even think about paying $30 for the cart, because that's the cheapest I've ever seen it. But you want to charge $80 and you want to charge $65 for ActRaiser and $85 for ActRaiser 2. There's a reason why these games sit on your table and sit in your store for years and years, because nobody is that fucking stupid to pay that money for that game. Because we can get it cheaper, far cheaper, at another spot. Just because it has the word Metroid in it, yes, it's a good game. Yes, it's popular, but that doesn't give you the right to charge astronomically and ludicrously these ridiculous prices for these games. It doesn't give you the right. I remember looking on YouTube, and there was one guy who called up, I don't know if there was a thrift store or an antique store, but they had a copy of Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. And the woman wanted $365 for it. If any of you people who frequent flea markets or resell video games or think you're gonna get, you know, little Jimmy's box of games that he left before he went to college, and you think you're gonna make thousands of dollars on it, unless it's a stadium event game, you're not gonna get that money. Just put it for $5 or $10. See, that pile I showed you, I didn't pay more than $10 for any of those games. The highest I paid for a single game was $10, and it was an Xbox 360 game. And that's actually not a bad deal. Everything else was at least $5 or under, maybe even cheaper because people gave me a deal. That's what these games are worth, really, when you think about it. I mean, I can easily just download all these games on an emulator. Hell, I have them all on emulator, but I choose to get the cartridge because I want to relive the days when I actually could get these games physically. Hell, I could just go on to the Wii Virtual Console and pay $10 or $5 a game for these old titles, but it's just not the same. If Nintendo says that these games are $5 and $10 a piece, then that's what they should be worth. Just kind of getting sick of people like this who think that because it's Mario on the cover that they gives them the right to jack up the price to 20 and up. It just doesn't sit well with me. So that was my little rant on resellers. Sorry for the little downer, but just to let you know, I'm hard at work on the next Achievement Horror. It should be up in the next couple weeks, schedule pending with the people I need for those skits. Plus, I need to film a lot more of the footage, especially for a particular DLC pack for one of those games. But I am thinking of getting at least 1 or 2 quickies out before I get this big one done. So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you next time. Alright, little bonus content here. I forgot one last thing, and I didn't even realize I still had it until I started cleaning up around their kitchen here. I actually picked this up at my local thrift store. It is a Frogger machine. This was only $6. I don't know if it's new or one of the older ones. Actually, it'll be easier to see the bottom here. 1981. Oh, 2005. So it's a more recent one. So it's not one of those classic ones. I don't know if it works though, because I haven't gotten batteries into it. But I'm going to test it out later on tonight. So yeah, that was another little find I just wanted to share with you guys. See ya.